dear beloveds, we're just really excited to be here again today. And as you're fully aware, Claire and I have been chatting again about what subject we'd really like to share with everybody today and get some more enlightening ideas on. So our question for today is that many of us have younger relatives, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and so on, who are part of what might be termed the rainbow children. And these children are remembering more and are much more aware of who they are. We appreciate it can be really conflicting for them sometimes with their innate knowingness and yet being of this world as it is. So we wonder, would you wish to share any thoughts or suggestions that will support their involvement in ways that we can help them, whilst endorsing their free will and choice and human development?
Thank you, beloved Lindsay, thank you. So let's go into this from the perspective of looking at these wonderful divine beings who have chosen to come down to experience a human existence on this planet. So just sit comfortably and just tune into the essence of who they are. For I think there are many on this planet now who are aware that these younger souls coming through are very special indeed. The qualities that they come with is more to do with where they have last incarnated. What are the qualities and attributes that they're bringing into this higher vibration that planet Earth is now resonating with? So from an overview, from your view and an overview, these wonderful, wonderful young souls are arriving with full awareness of their full capabilities, an understanding of these highly evolved ways of being. And from that perspective, there is the only confusion they get is certainly when they have the concept from those who are of the older generations who are seeing the upbringing of children as their task and role to inform the younger ones. And yes, to a certain degree, there are the essentials like feeding, the clothing, and providing with a home. But in terms of the wisdom and the know-how and the capabilities, these new souls coming in are far, far more advanced with their awareness, their awakened perspective than many, we won't say all, but many on this planet at this time. But remember, these incredible young souls that are in their new bodies have chosen and arranged to be with the type of parents that they have selected and agreed to be with. So there is this full awareness of what the surroundings are going to be like. So when you look upon these children, make sure you're looking upon them with a sense of trusting that they know what they're doing, they know what they're getting themselves in for, and they are prepared. Add lightness and humour to it if you wish, to sort of say and just keep it uplifted in the concept of, boy, did you remember it was going to be like this? Did you realise what it was going to be like? And laugh about it. Bring the joy to all situations. So if you are an awakened soul, which if you are listening to this, then you are. If you wish to be of service to these youngsters, whether they are your child, in terms of you have created the physical body for them, or whether they are offspring or friends or full relations, it doesn't matter. Just your presence is enough for them. For you to sit in your divine, loving, light energy and consciously acknowledge the beauty of their wisdom, their knowledge, their full presence, to celebrate their arrival, to welcome their arrival will be a massive benefit to who they are. A massive benefit. As you go about this with your loving intention, then just become aware of your offering that you are giving. And it's all about what thoughts are you choosing when you're around these very, very enlightened beings. Are you adding to any despair that they are caught up in an education system that no longer fits them, that they are eating food that no longer serves them? Or are you adding your thoughts and therefore energy to the understanding that these souls know what they're coming to, they know what the mix is all about, and that they are also inviting in solutions? They are part of the Grand Awakening. They are part of the evolution of education, evolution of food, more so than the older generations. And they will find it easier because they have a much stronger connection to the divine, universal source of all that is, whatever terminology you wish to use that represents the core and essence of the divine. So let's recap then and use an example that there is a child within your family that you're very aware that they come with their unique qualities. And be aware as well, no matter what label is used, whether they are labelled for medication, which we do not recommend, or whether they're labelled for a way of offering insights, etc. Just choose to look at them as an evolved being with unique qualities, and understand that no matter how often you label the groups, these new beings coming in will be further and further developed, more and more unique, and they are sharing the qualities. So it's, in terms of you looking on, it's looking at what are their gifts? What have they come in this lifetime with that makes them incredibly unique? Is it the way they communicate is very different? Is it the fact that they do not get some of the rules and regulations that have been created around them because it does not fit their resonance, it does not fit their evolved way of thinking? Is it the fact that they are working more in the light and the energy within their body, that they need different food, and that it will be discovered that they are now the leading ways of what are the lighter and finer ways of eating, because they have already got a highly developed physical body and energy field around that. For those who've been on this planet, particularly if you've had many lifetimes here, there is certainly a resilience to what you consider is acceptable eating habits. We're being polite here. But also it's an understanding that you are being shown as well from your own experiences that there are foods that you used to be able to eat that no longer fit your own raising in vibration. And if this isn't addressed, then there will be discrepancies between the correlation between what's eaten, what is created by thought energy, and the whole flow of energy in and around the body. So those who are aware of this already will be taking action because they will feel that inner pull to do it. The newer souls arriving are already very aware of this. But also understand that they are new souls, experience this physicality that is probably the densest they've experienced for some time. So there is a sense of partying and self-indulgence that's going on, like anyone who has not experienced something for a long period of time, who is then faced with mass quantities of delectable choices that they can indulge in this, and why not? Let them indulge in this third to fourth dimensional form of life and existence. And then they will stabilize out. They will have the strength within themselves. If they are supported, it will happen more quickly. That they can be and accepted in their full expression of themselves. Play with it with yourselves as you look on these incredible young children with these wise, evolved souls within them. And we use the descriptions so that your minds can correlate between the concept of higher vibrational and evolved societies and the consciousness that is in these physical bodies on this planet now. Look upon them and explore and play with how would it feel to recognize their innate qualities. How glorious would it be to allow the full expression of these divine beings? How much fun can be invited, not just to them, but those around them. Listen to this concept, that there are those who have a different way of communicating. We're going to offer the suggestion of what would it be like if those around that wonderful new soul chose to ask to learn how they communicate. It's being done already, but we're opening this out for more people to explore this concept. How would you respond if you were invited to communicate in their way of communicating? How exciting could it get when this evolves even more to the developed way of communicating with telepathy? When you can communicate by the sensations of feelings within your heart space and your energy field. There are so many ways to communicate that go beyond the verbal word. Go beyond just reading the situations visually, that go beyond just hearing the normal range of sounds. Can you imagine how many new souls could be bringing in every possible form of communication? Then lighten it up. Then see the thrill and the fun of everyone, if they wish to, try out different ways of communicating. To welcome in new ways, just as you would welcome in varying types of food. Who would want to eat the same meal every day for the rest of their life when there is a choice for everyone? When there are choices out there. The same applies to communication, the same applies to new inventions, technologies, modes of transport, eco-friendly ways of creating power. You name it, there are new ways evolving. And as the newer ones come in, and watch the next generation and the next and the next and the next, this is happening not just by the year or by the decade. It's happening by the month and the week and the day. There are divine souls coming in with incredible qualities. So invite your own consciousness to notice their qualities and ask how we can communicate beautifully together. How can we all appreciate every single person's varying gifts? Can you feel the excitement in that? There are so many ways that you can look upon life on this planet. And we rejoice in being able to share with you and with all souls who are choosing to manifest in your own unique way. We applaud your uniqueness. We applaud your unique way of being. For in your varying way of being, you make this a wholesome planet. We appreciate this opportunity to share with you communication, and we will evolve these answers as time goes by and changes occur on this planet, and as the reception of those who are awakened starts to evolve also, we will then bring in new levels. Levels are for your consciousness to comprehend. New levels of awareness, perspective, and communication. But we feel that is enough for the time being, and we will choose to answer other questions in our own unique way also. We thank you all, beloved ones. Thank you. That was different again. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say something afterwards, but you've unplugged.
No, I've just unplugged the my earphone. So carry on, Lindsay.
Oh, yeah. All right, okay. So, no, I think Claire and I, on behalf of everybody who's listening to this today or at any future time, would just like to say how wonderful, how fortunate, how grateful we feel to have this loving support and information to help not only ourselves to see the uniqueness and the wonder of these lovely divine children, but also to understand their uniqueness, to understand the difference that these children are going to have, and to be able to love them and support them and honour them in all the ways that you have described for us. So on behalf of everybody, we heartfelt give our thanks and our love for all that you offer to us.
Yes, thank you, team. Thank you. And it is a different way of looking at it, Lindsay. I know we're being encouraged not to use labels, although it helps that people have names on this planet, always helpful. But I can also, from that communication, I can sense that it's going to be more and more difficult to put people into categories anymore, and that we won't need to. It's what it reminds me of. It's quite funny actually, Lindsay. It reminds me of when we first watched, because I love films, so I like to use some of the analogies from films. But when we first started to watch things like Star Trek and Star Wars, and we started to see in someone's imagination how other races and societies were, and how they represented by the different ways that they were physically, the way they communicated with different languages, they communicated with different traits and qualities. And I'm not suggesting that they're all coming down and becoming physical realities on here, but I just got a sense while the team were describing that all those variable uniquenesses, it's almost like, wow, we're just going to have every being type of communication, ability, all wrapped up in a human form. And I was like, wow, that's rather unique, isn't it?
And yes, it almost in a way feels like taking this whole essence of time away if we don't have labels, if we just see things in the bigger picture. It's like we're taking down walls and taking down barriers that we've had, compartmentalizing things and that, and since moving into the new energies in the similar way that it was offered to us that we can describe how we want the world to be, and we're being given clues and suggestions as to how we can view these wonderful divine children in ways that we've never considered before. So, we can link in with them and to actually have the honour of being on this earth at the same time as they're coming into the earth, and the wonderful creations that are going to be manifest, and the diversity of everything, but again, it's all part of the oneness. Everybody makes up a part, everybody brings their own gifts, their own joys, their own interpretations, and we're still part of the oneness that creates this beauty that we have on our lovely planet.
Yeah, I suppose in the same way as well, there isn't just one flower on this planet. I mean, look at the beauty of every single flower in existence. It's just, wow, phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got plenty to think about.
Yes, it is. As per usual, it's very thought-provoking, even though they're encouraging us to let go of the thoughts.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. And I'll do what they suggest before as well, where they say it's not just about the words, but it's about the resonance within the words, the resonance around the words, the feelings that it creates as you tune into their communication. So I will, when I listen to this again and again, if I want to, just really just hone in on the essence of it, the vibration, the resonance, because it's about connecting with that higher aspect of ourselves and seeing our own overview. What they're sharing is not cast in stone. It's only a lighter perspective to open us up to looking from our higher perspective, and we can open up and also allow in just totally new ways of looking and perceiving something. And it is okay if it differs from what we've heard. It's okay if it differs between what we share with our friends, because that's what we're all about, is celebrating the uniqueness. And I like that. I applaud that. Yeah, I look forward to that.
Yeah, and the lightness and the joy.
Oh yes, we've got to lighten everything up. That'd be great. Laugh about it all. Yeah, let go of the seriousness and have a joke. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Lindsay. We'll sign off for now, shall we? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you.